Hey everyone, Rogue Gold here, and this morning I just want to give you guys a few updates primarily surrounding the Division Heartland, including a recap and debriefing kind of the Game Awards stream last night that we did in the event in general, some actual news we have regarding the game that is pretty interesting, and yeah, just some other general stuff like that. Before we get into it, I do have no script for this video because I just wanted to do a quick little update this morning, so apologies in advance. Also, I am sorry that the video schedule lately has been a little bit slow or abnormal. I've been much more consistent over the past few weeks, but I just got a lot of stuff going on. Most of that should be wrapped up by the end of next week, so thank you very much for your patience. But in the meantime, we have been getting videos out, and we had our Game Awards watch-along stream last night that I'm sure the majority of you were there in the hopes of seeing the Division Heartland, but in spite of that not showing up, it was my easily, by far, broke all my records for my best ever stream that I've done. So thank you all so very much if you tuned in or if you've checked the VOD out since then. It was so much fun to do. We had, like, previously the most people I'd ever had watching one of my streams was, I want to say, like 80, 81, 82, somewhere around there. And at one point we had almost 220 people, maybe like 215, watching that stream last night. And it was truly incredible. It was so much fun. So thank you all so much for showing up again. I know a lot of us were bummed out by the fact that Heartland was a no-show, but it was still such a fun time. So thank you all so much for supporting me, and we'll, of course, be doing more streams to come up. But moving on to the focus of this video, which is the Division Heartland. Yes, it did not show up at the Game Awards last night. And like I said, I think a lot of us were, of course, bummed by that, but it was never confirmed to be there by Red Storm or Ubisoft or anybody. I tried to make that as clear as I could when we headed into that stream last night. And so aside from that, the Game Awards was still a lot of fun. But as far as Heartland is concerned, and I tried to say this plenty of times last night, that doesn't, as disappointed as I'm sure a lot of us are that we still have to wait longer to get the reveal of the game, this doesn't change anything, right? It's still going to get revealed and get released when it's ready and when they're planning. We don't know at this point what that is. We have a lot of conflicting information, and I've talked about this before, and we're going to dive into it with this news that we have in just a second here. But we have the leaked February date that we got a few weeks back that we still don't know whether that holds any validity or not. And then we have the somewhat official that was said during an investor's call delay into fiscal 2022, which would indicate that the game wouldn't come until at the very earliest of April of 2022. So let's just get to that news. Like I said, this will be a pretty quick video because I don't have a ton of time this morning, but I just wanted to give you guys a brief update because this was pretty interesting. And if you follow me on Twitter, feel free to do so. My username is @rogue_gold, and you will see stuff like this much more quickly. But PlayStation Game Size, which was the, as far as I believe, the first account to give us that leaked information a few weeks back, right when they gave us the that official artwork image that showed up on the console stores, and they let us know that it was that a version of the Division Heartland had popped up on the PlayStation store rather, and we learned later it was on Xbox as well. Well, in the evening of December 8th, which when I'm recording this was 2 days ago, and like I said, I retweeted this, there was now an update to that Division Heartland client on PlayStation of 20.148 gigabytes, you can see there, and it is now in version 1.001, so there has been an official update to this client that is on the PlayStation Store, and that's pretty interesting, because like I said, a few weeks ago, we got the initial drop of the game itself on PlayStation and Xbox. That was like the initial version that came with some of that information, like the official description of the game and the release date of February 20, is it 23rd or 26th? 23rd, I think. Whatever that means, we still don't know. But now it is getting further updates, and so yeah, the general news of the day and the consensus is that they are still continuing. Whether people are actually currently testing on console or not is kind of unknown, but even if they're not, they're still actively prepping the game for something. And I've spoken to other people who kind of agree and concur that even if people are not testing it right now, they are absolutely prepping this thing for more public testing in the near future. So, yeah, despite the lack of a Heartland showing last night at the Game Awards, things are obviously still moving ahead behind the scenes. In my opinion, like I said in the thumbnail, the light at the end of the tunnel is certainly visible. We're still in a much better situation now knowing some of this stuff is happening than we were 2 months back, where we were still wondering, what the hell's going on with this game. And so whether they plan on releasing this thing in February, like that date would suggest, or April, the earliest of the fiscal 2022 time slot, or summer, which before we got the February news seemed like the most realistic time, it's coming eventually. I know it sucks to wait. It really does. Like I've said a million times, I'm more excited for The Division Heartland than anything else coming up in the Division universe, and so I'm right there with you. I want this thing to be revealed so we can talk about it more officially. I want gameplay to be out so we can analyze the hell out of it. So even though it did not show up at the Game Awards last night, and that sucks, it is coming eventually. It's going to come when it's ready, when Red Storm's ready. If they need more time to get it ready, they can take it. If they're, feeling ready, which these console updates would indicate to me that they're, moving towards something more official, then we're going to hear about it sooner than later. Maybe they just didn't have time to prep something for the Game Awards. There could be a million reasons why it didn't show up last night, as in it's not ready or it is ready. So we're just going to have to wait and see. I know I've said that too many times by now throughout all my videos, but we really just are. And sooner or later, we will be able to talk about The Division Heartland, and it's going to be an awesome day when we finally do get to. Thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and be sure to subscribe with notifications on to be updated every time I upload. Let me know your thoughts on the general updates about Heartland right here. What were your general thoughts on the Game Awards, too? I'm curious if you were impressed by any of the other games that showed up there. And also, what do you think about this news that the Division Heartland client on PlayStation is actively receiving updates the size of like 20 gigabytes, which is pretty intense for that. That is now, prepping it for assumedly either they're updating current testing clients that people are actively doing, or they're just prepping it more for a testing wave that's coming up. Either way, they're prepping it for something. I have a feeling that an official reveal is really not that too far out, even though we did not get one tonight at the Game Awards. Ubisoft, of course, has their own means to reveal it on their own time, on their own platforms, and I think that is ultimately what we're going to see, given that the next big event at this point would be E3 of 2022, and they're not going to hold the reveal, at least, for that long. So it won't be too much longer, guys. I know it's hard to wait, but we're almost there. And of course, that I will be there to break it all down when they finally do drop it. That's going to do it for me, though, everybody. Once again, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. And until the next one, guys, Rogue Gold out.